Hello, welcome to iFocus tutorials. In this video, I will be explaining the concept of dictionary in Python. It is a collection of data, but this data is unordered like set, but it works in a key and value pair. For example, if I have to store a person's name and its respective phone number, then one will act as a key and the other will act as a value. So we can say that we are creating a table which is having x and y coordinates. So let's start and create a dictionary first. There are multiple methods to create a dictionary. We will see one by one. So I'm creating a dictionary by the name A, and to create it I have to use a curly bracket. In this curly bracket I have to mention always the key and the value pair. So here right now I'm considering the integers as my key. So 1 is nothing but my key, and the value I'm taking it as apple. The second key name I'm taking it as an integer, that is 4, and let's say it is grapes. The third element I'm taking it let's say as 8. Okay, I'm take some other number, let's say 10, and I will take the value as a mango. So if you observe the output here, I have created a dictionary which is having 3 keys, that is 1, 4 and 10, whereas it is having 3 values, that is apple, grapes and mango. If you observe here, the elements should be separated by a comma. Now by observing this example, you will find that is it compulsory to use the integer as the keys? Then no, it is not compulsory. We can use a combination of data types to create a key and a value combination. So I will create another example as a B, and in that I will use a string as my key, and let's say value is iFocus. The second I will take it as a number, let's say 13, and the value I am taking it as a list. Now here we know that we can create a list by using a square bracket. So I am taking multiple values in my list, let's say a string, float value and an integer. Now if I print my B dictionary, so you will find there are 2 keys, that is a name and 13, whereas there are 2 values. The first value is iFocus and the second value is nothing but my entire list here. The third method to create a dictionary is by using the dict function. So in this dict function I have to mention the key and the value pair. So I will take example as let's say car, and value as BMW. Okay, any example. So second I'm taking it as a fruit, and okay, so value will be, let's say, strawberry. Okay, I missed a E. Okay, so this C dictionary is having 2 elements with one value each. Now this dict function can be used in another method as a pair. So in this what I have to use a circular bracket to differentiate my elements. So if I say my first key is 1 and it is having value as car, so second element again it should be given in a circular bracket. So if I say it is a fruit as a key, and value is let's say apple. Okay, and third element if I say, again I have to give it in a circular bracket. So I am taking the value as 2.4, and that is my key, sorry, and value is let's say some number, integer. Okay, now if I display D, so if you observe here I have created a dictionary here. Now if you think that this is a confusing method and whether I have created a dictionary, so you can check the data type of your variable by using the type function. So this type function will give you the data type, but you have to mention your variable name here. So I am mentioning the variable name as D, and if you observe here it is showing you the data type as a dictionary. Now I have created multiple dictionaries here, but if I have to access any element from that dictionary, so there are 2 methods by which we can access. First is by using the square bracket and index method as we were using in a list, and the second method is by using the get function. So we will check both the methods. So first I am using the square bracket method. So if I say 1, it is displaying me as a car. So okay, I will check for 2 then. Oh, but it is giving me an error. Why? Because this 1 or 2 is not the index value, but it is the key. So 1 number key is having a value as car. So I got the output as car. But 2 key value is not present in my dictionary, and so it is giving me an error. So if I display here 2.4, I will get the answer as 100. Why? Because 2.4 key value is present in my dictionary. So whenever you want to print or access any dictionary value, we have to mention always the key. So I will try for a C dictionary now, and I will mention your key as a, let's say, fruit. So if you observe here, strawberry has been displayed. Why? Because if you observe here, fruit key is having the value as strawberry. So if you want to display any list also, again I can display it. So if I say B and 13 is my key value, if you observe here, I will get the output as a list, entire list. So whenever you want to access any element by using square bracket, mention the key values. Now if I want to access the element by using the get function, how we have to do it? We will apply it on let's say this D dictionary. So D dot get, and I will mention the key as a, let's say, fruit. Okay, so I am getting the output as apple. So again, if you observe both the methods, in both the methods we have to mention the key name. Now I will try to access an element which is not present by using the get function. So if you observe here, I am not getting any error. So whenever we try to access any element which is not present using a square bracket, you will get an error. But if you are using the get function, you will not get any error. But if you are writing a program which is a very huge, let's say 1000 lines, it is very confusing if you get this blank message. So if you don't want this blank message, we can use it in alternate way, as by using a comma I can display a message here, let's say wrong key. So if you observe here, now I am not getting any blank message, but I am getting the answer as wrong key. So if I try this same with an element which is present in my list, oh sorry, I should print here a wrong key. So what I am getting, still I am getting the answer as apple. Why? Because this fruit key is present in my D dictionary. So it will not print this message. This message is printed only when your key is not present in your dictionary. To get the information about the tutorials, press the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to get the notification. Now if I want to change any value, or I want to add some elements in my dictionary, so how I can do it? I will try for a dictionary that is let's say B dictionary. So what I have to use, I have to use a square bracket, and in that I have to mention my key name. So I am changing the key, that is a name, to whatever the changes I have to do, I have to mention by using a equal to sign. So I am printing iFocus Institute instead of just iFocus. So if you observe the B dictionary now, here name was previously printed as iFocus, and now it is printing iFocus Institute. So in this way we can change our value. But what if I have to add any element? So okay, I can add the element also. So I have to mention the key name here first. So fruit is my key name, and by using equal to sign, I have to mention the values. So I am using a list here. So it is let's say mango, it is a pineapple, okay, and third element, it is let's say cherry. So if you print B now, so it is showing a huge dictionary now. So but this fruit key has been printed here, that is it has been added in my dictionary now. But now if you observe this B dictionary, it is very confusing to identify which is the key and which is the value. So to identify the keys or the values, we have a method which is present in our Python. So that can be using a dot symbol, and if you observe here, there are multiple methods that we can perform on a dictionary. So I am using the method that is keys. So if you print the keys, you will only get what are the keys that is present in your B dictionary. Similarly, if I print the values, I will get only the values that are present in my B dictionary. So by this method, it is very easy to differentiate between the keys and the values. So I have created multiple dictionaries now. So I will try to remove some elements, or I will try to delete a dictionary here. I have to use the pop method, and in this pop method I have to mention my key. So I am deleting this name key from my B dictionary. So let's say I mentioned the key name, and if you observe here, it will display what value it has been deleted. So if you display B dictionary now, the name key has been deleted here. But if you have observed here previously, in addition to pop function, there is a function called as pop item. So this pop item will remove any arbitrary item, and it will be always a key and a value pair. So if you observe here, this function has deleted a key which is a fruit, and it has deleted the value which is entire list here. But I don't want to delete my entire list. I have to just delete a single item, let's say pineapple. So first I will just add these list in my B dictionary. So right now my B dictionary is having only one item, so I will add certain items in it. Let's say I want to add fruits. So I will add a list again which is having mango, then second item is again pineapple, and third item is again a cherry. I will add another element in my B dictionary, so B, and I will add some number here. Okay, B is equal to 100. Okay, 100 is my key, so I will take some number. Okay, so now if you display my B dictionary, I am having 3 elements here. Now if I want to delete only pineapple from my list, so how I can do it? I have to use the dictionary name. I have to mention the first, that is my key. So fruit, okay, it's fruits is my key, and then I have to mention the position. So if you observe the position here, mango is at the 0th position, pineapple is at the 1st position, and cherry is at the 2nd position. So I have to mention here 1. Oh sorry, I didn't use the pop function. Okay. Oh, but it is giving me an error. So is it not possible to delete a single item from my dictionary? So it is possible, but using pop function it is not possible. So to do this, we have to use a del keyword, and then we have to mention what we have to delete. So if I say B, and then if I mention the key first, and if I mention the position. So if you observe B now, pineapple has been deleted from my dictionary. So if you want to clear, or if you want to delete your entire dictionary, what I can use a clear function, and it will delete your entire dictionary. So if you observe here, B is a dictionary which is shown here, but it doesn't contain any of the elements now. I have tried to access the elements, and I have tried to change the element values also, but we have an inbuilt function, that is update, which can be used to update any value, or which can be used to add any value in your dictionary. So we will try that update method on let's say a dictionary. Which dictionary I can use? B I have deleted. So I will try, let's say, on D dictionary. So I have a D dictionary here. So I will just print what I have here. So in my D dictionary, I have 3 keys. So I will what I will do, I will create a dictionary, let's say X, and I have 1, and I have to change it to, let's say, names. So I have created a dictionary X here. Now when we have to use the update function, so we have to mention the dictionary name that we have to change, dot your update function, and in that what changes you have to do. So I have to update X. So if you observe D dictionary now, so previously one key was having the value as car, but I have updated it and I have mentioned here the value as names. Now if I have this key, that is a 1 which is not present. So if I say I have 10, and if I try to update my D dictionary again, so if you observe here, 10 was not previously present in my dictionary, so that value will be added as a new part in my dictionary. So this update function can be used to change a value, or it can be used to add a value in your dictionary. So this is it. I have tried multiple methods to access or remove the elements in your dictionary. So you can try some of these methods, and if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you.